First of all, it's the Penguins versus Barry Trotz. We've seen this matchup now for how many years running. Doesn't matter what team Trotz is behind the bench. We know what he will do to the Penguins. First of all, he's going to clog every single zone. He's going to send his forecheckers. He's going to have them pull back and create traffic in the neutral zone. He's going to have them further retreat to pack the dots so that the Penguins can't move the puck, so that the Penguins can't skate, so that the Penguins have no room, no time, no space. That's what he will do. Second, on the power play, Trotz has been a master at stifling the Penguins' power play. We saw last season with the Washington Capitals where Trotz stacked the blue line. He built a 4-wide wall, which really blunted the Penguins' speed and momentum into the zone. The Penguins stumbled. They had a lot of difficulty setting up, getting that momentum, and getting those offensive chances because they were chasing the puck. They were retreating to center ice to try again and again. They were then dumping it in. And the Capitals last season, whom Barry Trotz coached, were getting to those loose pucks first because that dump and chase wasn't the Penguins' game. Well, this season, what Trotz did with the Islanders, you saw a couple times in the regular season where he used Tom Kuhnhackl. He dropped Kuhnhackl from the point back into the slot. So the Islanders had one dogged pursuer at the top of the zone who went from the point to the wall and actually went to both walls while Kuhnhackl sagged to take away that cross-ice pass. That was a unique wrinkle which other teams then copied against the Penguins. It really stifled Malkin and Kessel with the man advantage, and that's a big bonus to the Islanders. Now, the Penguins, of course, are a much different team than they were in November and December, thanks in large part to that February 1st trade. Nick Bjugstad, Jared McCann. Bjugstad's added that download play, that gritty corner work, that quintessential third-line type game. McCann has added that speed the Penguins lost with Carl Hagelin. He's also added a bit of youth and enthusiasm. So if the Penguins have to play a bit of that chip and chase game on the power play, you might see a guy like Bjugstad get elevated to the top unit as he was a little bit in the final week of the regular season. You also might see guys like McCann come to the fore on the second power play unit. But 5-on-5. It'll be a very interesting series and a matchup. The Penguins should, and I do stress that word should handle the Islanders. This should be a 5 or a 6 game series because the Islanders have been playing playoff hockey since October. They've been playing a very structured, a very simple, a very clean game because they've had to, while the Penguins experimented and whiffed and really didn't tighten the game until the last, let's call it 6 or 7 weeks. The Islanders have been there all season. The Islanders' top 3 lines, none of them rank in the top 15 of the NHL when you combine them as a unit. You start looking at Barzal and Anders Lee. They've been Penguins killers in the regular season, but they don't have the great stats. And now that the Penguins play that structured playoff game with Crosby, Gensel, McCann, or Crosby, Gensel, and Rust, whoever is on that top line, the Penguins should be able to outmatch them. On the second line, you've got Bailey and Nelson. That's where they might get to the Penguins, depending on which Evgeny Malkin and Phil Kessel we see. If we see the same Malkin-Kessel that we saw on Saturday night, heaven help the Penguins. However, it doesn't seem to be a very safe bet that we'll see the bad version of those players, given past history. And what Evgeny Malkin was saying in the locker room, he can't wait to turn the page and hit the reset button for the playoffs. He's ready to go. So we should see at least the very best of Evgeny Malkin, and that bodes well for the Penguins too. Then you start getting the depth of the Penguins. Bjugstad and Hornquist, they were dominant in the third period Saturday night, just as they've been dominant since they were paired on February 23rd in the Stadium Series game. That line takes the puck low. That line holds onto the puck. That line crashes the net. That line makes the Penguins difficult to play against, and that line very well could be the difference against the New York Islanders. So if we're making predictions, look for that line to be a big difference maker. Also the difference that Crosby has over Barzal. Matt Murray playing very well. He should easily be able to match Robin Lehner, who figures to get the playoff starts for the New York Islanders. So everything should go the Penguins' way. It's the playoffs. A couple bounces could mean a couple games and a few tense moments, but I like the Penguins in 5, maybe 6 games, as they were extended last season against the inferior Philadelphia Flyers as well. But the Penguins have been playing, until the last 60 minutes of hockey at least, playing very good, simple, clean hockey, which should have them dispatch the Islanders. From PPG Paints Arena, looking ahead to the playoffs, I'm Dan Kingerski on Pittsburgh Hockey Now.